the third juz. Surah Baqarah will end today, inshallah, and we will begin with Surah Al-Imran, inshallah. There's a lot to get to, but today, inshallah, we're going to focus on the second juz itself. And we want to focus on the summary, a story, and a supplication, inshallah. That being said, the juz begins with how the sufaha, the people who like to pass judgments, to criticize, to put people down, they constantly berated the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and questioned how the Qibla was moved. There's three things to understand in this story. The first is our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam wanted the direction of prayer to change. He persisted. And for many people, the story is the Qibla changed from Aqsa to Mecca, when in actuality it's much deeper. The capital of all religions prior to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was Jerusalem. It was the focal point for Christianity and Judaism. Our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam wanted to establish a new capital for Islam. And that capital was no other place than Makkah Mukarramah, the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where it all began, in al-Qura, the mother of all towns, where the first structure was sent down for the benefit of humankind. The wisdom behind it is something we may never comprehend. But it was during our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam that Hajj was restored to how Hajj was. Because Hajj was changed throughout the course of the centuries. Our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam went back and re-established Hajj on the foundations of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And the capital of Islam being Mecca is much greater than just the direction of prayer. And that is why people of outside the faith, they were constantly criticizing, مَا وَلَّاهُمْ عَنْ قِبْلَتِهِمُ الَّتِي كَانُوا عَلَيْهَا. What made them move? What's wrong with these people? It wasn't so much as criticism as it was the ramifications of this great change Allah just made. And there's more to discuss, but we don't have time. We move towards a criticism. My brothers and sisters, in life, there will always be people who will criticize what you do. Never allow their criticism to take you down under. Only because your motive, your purpose, your objective, and your intention should be greater than whatever anyone else says or does. So long I want to please Allah, I will continue to pursue the pleasure of Allah, and I don't care what people say. You have to have this mindset. There's a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that talks about a person who set out to give charity. And there's three instances in 3 nights that 3 things happened that became the talk of the town. Charity was given one night to a rich person. Charity was given one night to a thief. Charity was given one night to a prostitute. And everyone's talking. Someone gave charity to them. And the person who gave the charity said, may Allah accept, I'm going to do it again. Because he knew deep down under what his intentions was. He knew what he was trying to obtain. It wasn't the praise of the people or the acceptance of the people. It was the acceptance of Allah. And so he continued. Our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was highly criticized for this, yet he stood firm. And how did he stand firm? He continued to ask Allah. Brothers and sisters, know that when you turn to Allah, it's the needs of the hour that make us turn to Allah. Think for a moment. If it wasn't for those situations, if it wasn't for those problems, if it wasn't for those circumstances, would I turn to Allah? The most part is no. Because if life is a breeze, then why do I have to remember Allah? Allah gives the example of people in the ship, and as the ship is being played and tossed about with the waves of the ocean is when they realize we need to call Allah. So when Allah puts before you a situation, it's so that your voice becomes recognized in His court. And when you make dua to Allah, it's not once, it's not twice, it's not 1 month, it's not 1 year. You continue to make dua and you find solace in the fact that I have established a connection with my Allah and I love it so much. The dua fulfills my heart. I really don't care anymore about what I'm asking for. It's the fact that I was able to establish something through asking. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after much attempts of our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he would be looking up, قَدْ نَرَى تَقَلُّبَ وَجْهِكَ فِي السَّمَاءِ. He's looking up, Ya Allah, please, Ya Allah, please. And Allah said, turn your face to Masjid al-Haram. So in dua and in life, we never give up. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this juz talks about fasting and the prescription of fasting. Fasting is the greatest opportunity that we have to actually allow spirituality to grow. We suppress our desires, we suppress our basic needs only for the sake of gaining Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in verse number 186 about how close He is. See, in 2:14, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes an incident when the people ask, حَتَّى يَقُولَ الرَّسُولُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مَعَهُ مَتَى نَصْرُ اللَّهِ. Situations become so dire that people ask the question, when is the help of Allah? Who are these people? Until the Prophet and those who believe with the Prophet asked, when is the help of Allah? And what Allah responds in return is, أَلَا إِنَّ نَصْرَ اللَّهِ قَرِيبٌ, that let them know that the help of Allah is close. And I want us to understand what close means. It's not like Amazon sending a notification, your delivery is 6 stops away. It's Allah reminding you, I am close to you. My help is close to you. It's always been and it always will be at your disposal. Learn to tap into it. This verse in 186, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. In that verse, Allah talks about His help being close. And in this verse, Allah is saying He is close. When my servant asks you about me, inform my servant, I am close. A true believer will remedy the darkness that they're surrounded by. They will emerge from the pit of darkness and problems with this belief, knowing that Allah is with me. However, if we want the people to be with us, or the approval ratings to be with us, or the masses to be with us, it's not going to happen. Allah is telling us, if you acknowledge my closeness to you at all times, it's not possible for you to fall. You'll trip, but you're going to get up right away because my Allah is with me. And that's all we need. This month is teaching you, the hunger is teaching you that if I have Allah, that's enough. فَهُوَ حَسْبُ. He is enough. May Allah be enough for us all. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. In order for us to experience the epic connection with Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in verse number 208, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu udkhulu fis silmi kaffa. O you who have believed, enter Islam completely. All of us know where our feet are when it comes to Islam. 1 foot in, 1 foot out, 2 toes in, 3 toes out. We know it. We all know ourselves. That hesitancy is a result of our lack of trust in Allah. Allah is saying, come in and try. Come in and experience. When you stand by the window of a restaurant, or you just pop your head in and say, do you have this, do you have that? They'll tell you, come inside, just come inside. Look at the menu, just come inside and understand. The atmosphere, the environment will be so appealing. You'll say, you know what, they don't have what I was looking for, but you know what? It ain't a bad place. Let me sit down and eat. Allah wants us to enter fully. Brothers and sisters, we're making a journey back to Allah. We came from Allah, we're going back to Allah. And in this juz, we're reminded the dua, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. That when we are afflicted by a musibah, a situation, we say we came from Allah and to Allah is our return. If that's the reality for every human being and every jinn kind, let's enter fully. O Allah, allow us in this month to step in Islam with both our feet. Ameen. Allow us to enter completely so that we can immerse ourselves in your blessings and understand the light of your guidance and to gain all that you have in store for us. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. And we end with two more things, inshallah. From verse 226 to 237, a very long stretch, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this surah of Surah Al-Baqarah talks a lot about ahkam, laws pertaining to drinking, the menses, and so many things. Allah talks about divorce. And the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lays the foundation for the process of divorce, the demeanor of a husband and a wife going through divorce, it is something we all must read up upon. Brothers and sisters, we have a problem in our world today. Divorce has become so rampant. Today alone, I got 2 requests for divorce on my desk. Came today. In this last year, I've gone literally crazy trying to comprehend the amount of divorces people are demanding in our society today. It's an epidemic. I'll explain to you why. You see, the last thing to fall in the fitna of this time is the family structure. And if shaitan has done something perfectly, he's made us rule out that family means nothing and that a spouse is not needed. Now, you have your movements, you have your ideologies, you have your opinions. But let me explain something. And I'm planning to do a khutbah series on this after Ramadan about real talk. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made a man and a woman different. A woman requires love, a man requires respect. How that's facilitated is in the Quran and in the Sunnah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the woman something that the man can never be, and that she is the source of peace. لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. That the family finds peace. Like the queen bee and all the bees around it, they gravitate towards that queen bee. Why? Because she is what controls everything that goes around. What shaitan did was he attacked that queen bee's status. And he made sure that our society becomes a society of ungratefulness that lacks love and respect, to the point that we have changed the terminology of love and respect. If you tell people today that fast food is real food, they believe you. Fast food isn't food. But who can explain that when a generation has passed becoming accustomed to fast food? What is the definition of love? What is the definition of love and respect? It is taken out of context, and if you say it today, you're considered an outsider or an outcast. There's a reason why the throne of Allah shakes when divorce occurs. Is because you have allowed shaitan to succeed. Now, I'm not saying people don't have problems in their marriages and their families. The problem is when we don't work on our marriages. You can't expect to get married and think that it's going to be hunky-dory forever. Your car requires air in the tires. Filters need to be changed. Oil change. Rotation. And there's so much more to your car. You can't stop one day and say, this car is garbage. How long did you have it for? 15 years. Did you take care of it? No, it was taking care of itself. Well, then what happens? We have become pulled away from shaitan, that our time is more important outside of our home. Our relationship is secondary, ourselves is primary. And as this trend continues, my brothers and sisters, we are not going anywhere good. It's downhill from here. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about divorce and mediation and the process of divorce and how you should be respectful to one another during this process, it's only possible if you worked this marriage. Remember, your marriage and your family is your Jannah. The world isn't your Jannah, contrary to what the world may believe today. Your Jannah is your family and your home. And that's why it's important for everyone, every couple, to do marriage counseling every time. Because in the absence of effort, it's doomed for failure. And we end with this last verse that comes after 237. حافظوا على الصلوات والصلاة الوسطى وقوموا لله قانتين. My brothers and sisters, when salah loses its importance in our homes, remember one thing: you miss one salah, nothing bad happens that day, assumably. The danger, the impact happened. Every salah that's missed is breaking our home. Every salah that's missed is breaking my connection with Allah. Every salah that's missed is taking the help of Allah away from me. There is no good for those who have no salah in their life. Brothers and sisters, make that our rule tonight. That it doesn't matter where I am. It doesn't matter what my situation is. I will be firm on my salah. Because if I'm firm on my salah, I'm in the protection of Allah. If I'm in the protection of Allah, my family is protected. My wealth is protected. My surroundings are protected. My marriage is protected. And if not, my brothers and sisters, then we are losers. May Allah make us amongst those who turn back and rectify our matters and affairs. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rectify our homes, rectify our marriages, rectify our relationships. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make marriage the focal point of our deen in our society today. May Allah allow us to uphold it and establish it, that as it grows older, it becomes stronger, not that it becomes outdated. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to set a greater example for our children who are coming after us. Ameen Rabbil Alameen. Salatul Isha.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله إني وجهت وجهت الرسول. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والليل إذا يغشى والنهار إذا تجلى وما خلق الذكر والأنثى إن سعيكم لشتى فأما من أعطى واتقى وصدق بالحسنى فسنيسره لليسرى وأما من بخل واستغنى وكذب بالحسنى فسنيسره للعسرى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. وما يغني عنه ماله إذا تردى إن علينا للهدى وإن لنا للآخرة والأولى فأنذرتكم نارا تلظى لا يصلاها إلا الأشقى الذي كذب وتولى وسيجنبها الأتقى الذي يؤتي ماله يتزكى وما لأحد عنده من نعمة تجزى إلا ابتغاء وجه ربه الأعلى ولسوف يرضى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله أكبر. استغفر الله. استغفر الله. استغفر الله. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام، تبارك ربنا وتعاليت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم إنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك ولا معتين We have a sister who is going to take Shahada tonight, inshallah. Is the sister available? Does she have the microphone? MashaAllah, another sister is taking Shahada tonight. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept their coming to Islam, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make their journey easy for them. Ameen Rabbil Alameen. I appreciate the congregation's cooperation, inshallah. We'll begin soon. Sister Uniqua, I think her name is, inshallah, if she could come forward and take the Shahada, inshallah. She has the mic, inshallah. Bismillah. Microphone. Say it loud, Church. Okay, does she have one? Bismillah. No? So while we're trying to get the microphone situation put together, Brother Manzoor, do you want to start with your announcements, inshallah? Manzoor?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to start with some dua request. Dua and maghfirah for brother Iqbal Zafar, who passed away in Pakistan. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. May Allah forgive his shortcomings. May Allah grant him Jannatul Firdaus. And may Allah give the family sabr.